Josh here. I'm going to teach the last part of that phrase that I just played. This is video 3 of the series. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I suggest you watch those just to get an idea of what I'm playing. If you want to learn some of that, use it in your own music. We're going to be starting from that D major chord, open string here, D, and then the G string, fretting the D an octave up with the middle finger. And this is the 7th fret. Okay, and then we have above that the F sharp, which is the major third of D major. Okay, with the ring finger. And what I'm doing there, I'm just doing 2 downstrokes with an upstroke with a pick when I hit the A, and then do a pull off. I'm going down, down, up, up, right there, hitting the F sharp. Okay, that I have fretted, basically going down the scale in a way. Okay, down in thirds in D major. And when I hit that, that's still in D major, but it's also taking from part of the triad of the dominant chord, A7. It's moving down a fret. If you look, first position, which is the leading tone, it's the major 7th of D, and then first finger on that the E note on the B string, 5th fret. Okay, so that's the 9th. Okay, that can also be the 5th of A major. My pinky up on that B. That is the 6th of D major, and it just adds some variety to the piece. So what am I doing there? I'm moving down the same voice. Now this functions as like a sus chord for if you want to resolve that sus chord to go. Okay, because you have that. Typically the sus chord demands resolution. In this case, this is a sus4, which would want to resolve to the major 3rd right here. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm again doing that flamenco type of flourish. It's all alternate picking. Middle finger on B on the G string, 4th fret. Then I'm actually doing a bar with my first finger on the 3rd fret on the D and the G, but I'm starting off, I'm fretting I'm going to use that bar, but whenever you're going to do something like that, you want to be able to just pull off and not have to switch around your fingers. So you want to hold that bar in and prepare for that that sus chord when you coming back from hitting that A with your pinky up here. So what do you have there? An E minor flat 5. Okay, and so, or E minor 7 flat 5, E minor 7 half diminished. You could say it's an E half diminished. I have my 7th in the bass, my D right there. But I have an open E, then D. I have my B flat right there. That's the flat 5. Okay, ring finger on the D. Okay, that is the octave right here. And by the way, I'm barring with my first finger over all over the top 5 strings. So the majority of the strings, I'm relying on fretting 3 notes. So I have that, and then these guys up here have my E up here, okay, and my A on the top. Okay, that's actually the 4th, so you could say it's a E minor 7 flat 5 with an 11th. There's different ways of saying this, so I really like it. It's easy to play after a while, and you can overuse it though, so you have to be careful. And it's similar to the major voicing. Starting to play a 2-5-1 change. means you're just, that's off the scale degrees. So typically you don't do altered chords, altered 2 5s on a major 1. In this case I'm doing that, and that's okay. It sounds fine. Especially if I'm using good voice leading, which I believe I am. Okay, so after that we have this riff. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm still playing in the bounds of this half diminished, okay? But at a certain point, I'm establishing a new chord. So. And just to my ears, when I hit that C sharp right there, that's when I'm hitting the major third of A dominant. Okay, that's the 5, so it's the 2 5 change of D major. So again, there we go. Okay, so what am I doing there with that lick? I'm using my pinky. This is how it just works for me. I'm hitting that the C, and then I'm going to the B flat with my first finger, whole step down to the B string on the G. But when I hit that, I'm doing that little portamento half step up, okay, to the F natural, because I'm setting myself up to play the A dominant sharp 5, sharp 9. This is an A dominant sharp 5, sharp 9 chord. So I'm doing alternate picking on those first 4 notes. But when I go down, I'm doing upstrokes. I'll just hit up with my upstroke on that note coming back, and then I do a flat 9. Okay, so I have 3 altered tones in this chord. I have the sharp 5, sharp 5, I have the sharp 9, so it's like a minor, it's a major minor, adds a little dissonance. And then when I bring it down like that, the little patterned descending motion, the B flat, it demands some resolution right there. And so I take that to the D major, or this is a D13, or you can call it D6 chord. I don't have the major 7th in this, so again, let's just play that line. It's a D major 9, and I'm fretting my middle finger on the D, the F sharp, and then I'm barring these 2 notes, F sharp and the B, okay, and then I'm taking my ring finger on the E up here, that's the 9th, okay, and then with my pinky hitting that 5th on the top. So what is the next chord I'm playing after the D major? Right here, I like these chords a lot. This is a dominant chord. This is we're going back to the A dominant. We're adding the 11th. This is an A dominant with 11th. Okay, so I have the notation for this. You can see how it looks on paper and follow it. And the best way to learn this is just to keep listening to it over and over, those little inflections, and then that's how you get it. You can't just, look at something. Have your guitar in your hand as you learn these things. Try to mimic it, even if you don't get it. Just try to do it, or you're just not going to do it. If you don't try it, then it's not going to happen. 1 to the 5 minor 6 chord. This is just conventional minor 6 chord. And as far as not hitting that E string, so it sounds all muddy, I'm not going to have my first finger just regularly on that string, on that root, on the B minor. But I'm going to have it kind of move just a little bit where I'm touching that 6th chord. So you have just a little subtle movement. That's something you have to learn over time, especially when you want to do these kinds of nice chords in the midst of your more technical playing. You have to have control. You really have to be mindful of where your left hand placement is. Okay, so 1, 5, 6, and then back to the 5, like that, and it's just a straight up A7 chord, and I'm doing down, up, and then I go back into the line I had up here, sort of, but it's like this. I'm doing a pull off onto back to the G. When I go down to that D, I'm using my middle finger. Remember, holding down those 2 notes and strumming out with the octave, the A. And then I take it back, and so it continues. And so I hope this was helpful. What makes this pretty fun too are those altered lines that are used in jazz, and you can adapt them to all kinds of songs. That's what makes it interesting. You know, altered tones, these things, you can use this in all sorts of music. So I hope that this was easy to understand. If there's any concerns, any kind of questions you have, feel free to leave those for me, because I really want to provide good content and be able to show some interesting lines and chords, chord progressions, how to play them, all things related to guitar as it comes to me to play it. I want to be able to show these things in a way that are really helpful. So please subscribe, please like this, it helps me out and gets the word out. So thank you. God bless.